Dear students, I, Mr. Vishal Shaha, Assistant Professor, Krishna Institute of Pharmacy, Karad, once again welcome you all to this session on the instrumental methods of analysis. In this video, we are going to cover about the detectors that are used in the infrared spectroscopy. Already in previous videos, we have started with the instrumentation of IR spectroscopy. So use of detectors is very important as it is a very important component of the instrument that is used for the IR spectroscopy. So in introductory video also we have seen that which are the different detectors that are used generally in the instrument of IR spectrophotometer. If you have not watched my previous videos, then you can check my previous videos related to the IR spectroscopy as well as the instrumental methods of analysis. And if you like the content of this my YouTube channel, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now let's begin with our today's session. Before starting this our today's session, just we will see what are the learning outcomes of this session. So after this session, students will be able to explain the different detectors that are used in the IR spectrophotometer or IR spectroscopy. So as we know, there are 5 different detectors that are generally used in the IR spectroscopy. More than 5 are also there, but just we will be discussing here only important 5 detectors, starting with the bolometer. Bolometer, these are nothing but the detectors which are known as the resistant thermometer detectors, in which they are consisting of an absorptive material. That absorptive material is generally made up of a metal, that is a thin layer of metal which is used as a conductor, is placed on a surface which is connected to the thermal reservoir, that is a body of constant temperature. And then when the radiation falls on this particular thin metal conductor, then it increases its temperature above the reservoir, so that there is a change in the temperature of that particular metal conductor is detected, and the amount of light that is falling on the surface of this metal conductor will be more than the temperature that is changed, that will be more. If the amount of light that is falling on the surface of that particular this thin metal conductor is less, then the temperature change will be less. So in this way we are able to carry out the detection of the IR radiations that are falling on the surface of this particular detector. Actually, bolometer is made up of one arm of Wheatstone's bridge. As we know, Wheatstone's bridge is consisting of 4 different arms, in which a thin layer of metal is used as a conductor. Also, similar strip of metal is used as a balancing arm of the bridge. Now, when no radiation falls on this bolometer, then this bridge remains balanced. Actually, this Wheatstone's bridge gives us an idea about the change in the radiations or the falling radiations, if they are present or not. Because when no radiation fall on this bolometer, then this bridge remains balanced. And when IR radiation fall on the surface of the bolometer, they are unbalanced, which indicates that certain amount of light is falling on the surface of that bolometer, and due to the change in the resistance. These are the most commonly used detectors in the IR spectroscopy. Now, and due to change in the resistance of that particular this unbalanced Wheatstone's bridge, there will be current that is flow through the galvanometer, and this current is proportional to the amount of light that is falling on the surface of the bolometer. Then these particular bolometers are used to measure the intensity of radiation, and the response time is approximately 4 milliseconds. So this is the typical diagram of bolometer, which is consisting of a thin metal layer. They are also connected with the help of the variable detectors, and another resistance is attached to this Wheatstone's bridge. So this is the balancing arm of the Wheatstone's bridge, and here you can see the radiations that are coming from the particular sample, they will fall on this particular point, where if these radiations falls on this particular surface, then that leads into the change in the resistance of this particular resistance bridge, and the current will flow towards the galvanometer. In this way, this bolometer is used to carry out the detection of the IR radiations. Then second type of the most commonly used detector is thermocouple. This thermocouple is based upon the fact that when electric current will flow when two dissimilar wires are connected together at both the ends, and the temperature difference exists between the two ends. Means here in this case we will be using two different wires which are made up of different material, and they are connected at the two ends. Now when there is a temperature difference exists between these two wires, then electric current will flow. So this is the principle for using the thermocouple. Now whatever the two ends are there, out of that one is exposed to the IR radiations, which is known as the hot junction, because when on that point when IR radiation fall, that junction or that point becomes hot due to the falling of the IR radiation. And to increase the gathering efficiency of the energy, it is made up of the black body. And the other end, that is known as the cold junction, which is thermally insulated. Means at the one point IR radiation falls, due to which it becomes hot, and other end it is thermally insulated, so that it is known as the cold junction. Thermocouple is actually made up of a welding two different semiconductor wires of high thermoelectric efficiency. I will show diagram for that also, how they are welded or how they are connected to each other. Then two welded joints are kept at different temperatures to generate the electric potential between the two joints. So this is a typical diagram you can see here. This is the junction. Here you can see metal A wire, then metal B wire, which are made up of a semiconductor material, and they are joined up to each other. Now here you can see 2 points or 2 junctions, where this is the hot junction, this is the cold junction. Why this is known as the hot junction? Because IR radiation fall on this particular hot junction, and due to which temperature increase is observed. And this is made up of a thermally insulated material, where this is the cold junction, and due to which here there is a temperature difference is observed between these particular two junctions, and due to which IR radiation when falls on that particular surface, it becomes hot. Now cold junction is kept at the constant temperature, and hot junction is exposed to the IR radiations. The temperature difference between two junctions generates a potential difference, which is proportional to the amount of radiations that are falling on the hot junction. If less amount of radiations falls on this hot junction, then the current that is flowing or the temperature difference that is existing, that will be the less. And if IR radiations are more, then temperature difference will be more. So on this principle, these thermocouples are working. So this is about the second type of the detector that is used in the IR radiation. Then the response time for this is the 60 milliseconds. Then thermistors. Thermistor is made up of a fused mixture of metal oxides. Now in case of these metal oxides, as the temperature of the mixture increases, its electrical resistance decreases. Actually this is the opposite phenomenon of the bolometer. So here in this case what happens, as in case of bolometer we have seen that when the temperature increases, electrical resistance increases, and due to which there is a current flow is observed. But here in this case, as the temperature of the mixture increases, its electrical resistance decreases. And this relationship between temperature and electric resistance allows thermistors to be used as IR detectors in the same way as the bolometers. Actually these are the less commonly used detectors, that is the thermistors. Thermistors typically changes resistance by about 5% per degree Celsius. Means 1 degree Celsius change in the temperature of that particular metal, that leads into the change of the resistance by about 5%. Actually its response time is very slow, and due to which these detectors are generally not used in the commercial IR spectrophotometers. Then next type of the detector that is used in the IR spectroscopy is Gole cell. Now it is generally used in several commercial spectrophotometers. These are the widely used detectors nowadays because of its sensitivity is more, accuracy is also more. Golgi cells are consisting of small metal cylinder. Now this small metal cylinder is closed in a blackened metal plate at the one end, and at the other end there is a presence of a flexible metallized diaphragm. After filling this particular cylinder with the xenon, it is sealed. Means what it's consisting of? It is consisting of a metal cylinder. This metal cylinder is closed by a blackened metal plate at the one end, and at the other end we are going to place a flexible metallized diaphragm. Now after placing this, we are going to fill that particular metal cylinder with the help of the xenon. Now when IR radiations is allowed to fall on the blackened metal plate that is present at the one end, it hits the gas, due to which heating of that particular gas it will be gets expanded, and due to the expansion of this gas, due to increase in the pressure, the whatever the metallized diaphragm is there, which separates into two chambers. Means this metallized diaphragm is moving, and due to which, as it is a flexible, it separates into two chambers, and the light from the lamp is made to fall on the diaphragm, which reflects the light onto the photocell. In this way, this particular detector is used to carry out the determination of the IR radiations that are falling on its surface. And the motion of the diaphragm changes the output of the cell. Means the motion of or the movement of this diaphragm is dependent upon the amount of radiations that are falling on the surface of that particular one end, that is the metal end that is present. And when the signal seen by the phototube is modulated in accordance with the power of radiant beam incident on that gas cell, the Golgi detector cell possesses the same sensitivity as thermocouples detector in the mid-infrared region. It is best suited when working with the wavelengths greater than about 15 micron. So this is the speciality of the Golgi cells, which is widely used as a detectors in the IR spectrophotometer because of its more sensitivity as well as the accuracy. Golgi cell is actually more expensive and it's bulky. Then next, and one of the important type of the detector that is used in the IR spectrophotometers is pyroelectric detectors. So what is the meaning of pyroelectric concept? Just we will see first, and then I will explain you what is the meaning of pyroelectric detector. Actually, when dielectric material, when it is placed in the electric field, it becomes polarized, and this polarization is dependent upon the dielectric constant, and if this field is removed, this polarization will also disappear, except means once dielectric material is placed in the electric field, it will becomes polarized, and if we remove the electric field, then this polarization will be disappeared. But there are certain substances are there in which, though we are going to remove the electric field, the whatever the polarization is there, this not disappeared. So such a compounds are known as the ferroelectric compounds, and in which they retain the strong residual polarization. So sometimes this residual polarization is a temperature sensitive, and these materials are known as the pyroelectric. So that's why when the residual polarization is temperature sensitive, then that type of material is known as the pyroelectric material. So pyroelectric detectors are consisting of a thin dielectric flake on the face of which electrostatic charge appears when the temperature is falls on this particular surface. This happens upon exposure to the IR radiations. The electrode attached to the flake collects the charges and voltage is created. Now the most commonly used pyroelectric material is a deuterated triglycerin sulfate, which is also made up of the triglycerin sulfate, which is having this formula. When the hydrogen that is present over here, it is replaced by the deuterium, then it is known as the deuterated triglycerin sulfate. Deuterated triglycerin sulfate with cesium iodide window covers the range of about 6400 to 200 centimeter inverse. It covers a part of near IR region, in the mid IR region as well as of far IR region. By using polyethylene window, it is also used as a far IR detector in the range of 700 to 50 centimeter inwards. Other pyroelectric materials like lithium tantalite and strontium barium niobate can also be used for the construction of this pyroelectric detector. So these are the various detectors that are used in the IR spectrophotometers. In addition to that, these semiconductor detectors are also used, but here we will not be discussing this in detail because they are not that much used in the IR spectrophotometers. So these are the 5 important detectors that are used in the IR spectroscopy. So thank you very much. If you have any queries related to the instrumental methods of analysis, you can contact me on this mail ID. And if you like the content of this my video, please like my videos, share with your friends and subscribe to my YouTube channel. In next video, we will see how to carry out the interpretation of the IR spectrophotometers.